and after his 5 a.m. feed, the first man that he meets is his loving stable lad, Brian Graham. From 150 horses in the stable, Brian was lucky enough to come up with the perfect one, a horse with an extra gear and an ideal racing temperament.
Lovely ride. The kids could ride him out if the governor allowed them. His general attitude. He literally hasn't got a care. Nothing bothers him. He can work. We go to the races, he doesn't sweat, he doesn't do nothing. He's so relaxed in his work.
But it's only since last May that Dancing Brave's been regarded as likely to stay a mile and a half.
Well, he's always been the best on the gallops. Easily the best on the gallops, always shown more form and everything. But the governor area had no intentions of really running him in the Derby till after the way he won the Guineas. And he won that with such ease that they had to take his chance.
Harwood's superb all-weather strips have eliminated the problem of galloping on firm going in the past 6 weeks. The Brave, on the near side, has continued to work well and to enjoy his work. I asked assistant trainer Jeff Lawson when the stable first realised he was something special.
Well, we didn't really know he was in the yard till about August time. Only Mr. Abdullah, I think he was paying the bills. But when we first ran him at Sandown, Grev came in straight away and said, "This could be my Guineas horse." That was the first time. He definitely doesn't like it soft. I think his hallmark is that he's got a good turn of foot, as he showed in the Guineas and in all races.
Like all of Harwood's horses, Dancing Brave is weighed each week. I asked Lawson what was his best racing weight.
1070 pounds. We've got 8 pounds to work on between now and the race in 4 days, which should be bang on.
The man who's in charge of Dancing Brave's diet is the outstanding and experienced headman, Tom Townsend.
Well, of course, the main meal is the corn, Finnish oats we use, and in the bucket it consists of glucose, molasses, and bran, and he has an egg every night, and some blood salts. It keeps their blood thin. I like to get 16 pound of corn down in a day, but the main meal is at night time, where they have 4 bowls of corn, which consists of about 10 pounds at night.
Most exciting thing of my life was training Dancing Brave. I had many, many lovely horses, but not one that could do it at all distances in such dominating style.
Oh, well, he was a star, really, Dancing Brave in 1986.
King George, always been a fantastic race. Ridden from behind, he was definitely a mile-and-a-half champion.
Dancing Brave with a terrific touch of class.
The first time that Greville rode him at Sandown was a 3-runner race, and Greville got off and he looked at me and said, "That will be my Derby ride next year."
Sharastani is to go.
In the Derby, we decided we wanted to be very handy. We knew we would get the trip well, and Dancing Brave would be held up, and our position was to go forward and to get first run on him.
All 9 for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes.
I mean, it was a really unfortunate Derby in the fact that the race concertinaed up, and around the 8th furlong they slowed the race up. And Greville knew how the horse wanted riding. He'd sat out the back. That was the way to ride the horse. The unfortunate thing was that because the race really slowed up, there was a concertina, and when that opened up, Greville was at the back.
It was a great thrill for me to win the race, but I felt sorry for Greville.
So I suppose the narrative in the lead up to the King George was the rematch with Sharastani. He'd gone to win the Irish Derby, you'd gone on to win the Eclipse. How could you approach the race with real confidence?
Because I had the best horse. I think it was a hugely important race, and it still is, as it is now, a hugely important part of the calendar. All the best horses from all over Europe come. And of course the Eclipse is the first race really where the 3-year-olds take on the older horses, then it's the King George, and then it's the Ark.
Yes, it's a mid-season target. Usually when the generations meet for the first time, it's a great race to win. It's just super to have the material that, you know, allows you to win. Doesn't matter what age they are.
They're under starters' orders, and they're running.
And you watch the race now, it's quite an unusual spectacle with the pace-making scenario that was going on.
The fact that it was a good gallop would suit him because he wanted riding from behind.
And making ground all the time on the inside, Pat Edery on Dancing Brave. One from last is Potosky, last is Trip-Teach, but they're beginning to bunch now as Diastan takes it up.
I was really confident that he would turn the tables on Sharastani.
Here comes Dancing Brave, unleashing a run towards the stand side.
I just asked him that little couple of strides and he came on the bridle very quick. And I felt, cool, I'm going to win here. And then I pulled him out and he came there so easy. I just felt probably I got there too early. He got to the front and took it easy, and then he saw the horse from the corner of his eye a second, and he went again.
He looked the winner a long way out. Shadari finished really strongly. Sharastani was beaten, turning in.
He was just too good.
Too good.
Dancing Brave avenges that Epsom defeat in fantastic style.
You've got to put him with the best. He's a really tough horse.
I think I thought that possibly we would have another one like that. I always thought another one would come along. It didn't.
And Sharastani's price has tightened slightly, 11 to 10 from 6 to 5. Dancing Brave 6 to 4 still. Shadari 12 to 1. Potosky is 14 to 1. Trip-Teach 28 to 1. Diastan 100 to 1, and on 200 to 1 Supreme Leader. And the 1,000 to 1 chances are Vouchsafe and Bolden.
The third favourite, Shadari, the mount of Steve Cawthon, and I wouldn't put him without a chance either, because he's a very good individual. He showed that he was on his way back to his best in the Princess of Wales Stakes, and he was a 3-length winner there and a going-away 3-length winner, and he had some useful horses behind him, both Baby Turk and Potosky. I think Potosky might make a bid on him today, because on that occasion the race was run at not too fast a gallop early, but they did finish fast on that occasion. He goes in nice and quietly. Well, most of the runners going in, we've seen them all. Let's join Peter.
And just 3 to go now. 3 among these 9 horses that have won 35 races between them. Vouchsafe is to go, Sharastani is to go. And Sharastani just getting a little bit edgy. He was a little bit edgy earlier in the paddock, and now he's having to get a little push to go into his stall. Looking around him, very interested in everything that goes on. And that's it, he's in. There's now Vouchsafe to go and Bolden. Vouchsafe in. Now Bolden. And when he's installed, all 9 will be in for the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. They're under starters' orders and they're running. And in the early stages, Bolden goes straight into the lead from Vouchsafe. It's Bolden going on from Vouchsafe, then comes Diastan, then Shadari on the rails, then comes Sharastani, Supreme Leader. Behind them, Potosky, Dancing Brave is next, and 9th and last is the filly Trip-Teach as Bolden sets a blazing gallop from his stable companion Vouchsafe. There's quite a long gap then to Diastan, with Diastan on the outside of Diastan, Shadari. Then comes Sharastani very close to them. Behind them, Supreme Leader. Behind Supreme Leader's Potosky. Then Dancing Brave, not letting Sharastani out of his sights. And Trip-Teach finding this much too fast at the moment as they've passed the mile already. And Bolden and Vouchsafe a good 10 lengths clear of Diastan. Then comes Shadari on the inside of Sharastani. Then Supreme Leader. Then Potosky. Then Dancing Brave. And finally Trip-Teach. The leaders have passed the 7, are racing towards the 6, and it's still Bolden and Vouchsafe. Then back in 10 lengths behind them comes Diastan. Behind Diastan is Shadari, then Sharastani on the outside, Supreme Leader and Petoskey. And going very well in behind Petoskey is Dancing Brave, and Trip teaches the back marker, and it's still Bolden as they race past the 5 furlong marker from Vouchsafe. Then comes Diastan, then Sharastani has moved into 4th just ahead of Shadari, and then Supreme Leader, and making ground all the time on the inside, Pat Edery on Dancing Brave. One from last is Petoskey, last is Trip Teach, but they're beginning to bunch now as Diastan takes it up from Sharastani. It's Diastan from Sharastani, then comes Shadari, the Aga Khan trio. Then making ground on the inside is Dancing Brave with Petoskey as they swing for home now. It's Diastan being pressed by Sharastani. Coming down to the 2 furlong pole, Diastan from Sharastani, and here comes Dancing Brave unleashing a run towards the stand side. Sharastani is under pressure. Shadari has moved into the lead over on the far side, and Dancing Brave is coming there with a double handful. And it's Pat Edery on Dancing Brave from Shadari. Trip Teach is moving into 3rd as they race to the line. Dancing Brave avenges his Epsom defeat. Dancing Brave being challenged again by Shadari, but holding him well. Dancing Brave the winner, Shadari 2nd, Trip Teach 3rd, Sharastani 4, Diastan next, then Petoskey, and then Supreme Leader, and finally the 2 pacemakers literally tailed off after the great gallop they set, Vouchsafe and Bolden. And so the result of the 1986 King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes. First, number 8, Dancing Brave, owned by Mr. Khalid Abdallah, trained by Guy Harwood and ridden by Pat Edery. Second was number 4, Shadari, owned by His Highness the Aga Khan, trained by Michael Stout, ridden by Steve Cawthon. And third was number 7, Trip Teach, owned by Mr. Alan Claw, trained by Patrick Louis Biancone and ridden by Yves Saint-Martin. Fourth was number 9, Sharastani.
In that career, Dancing Brave campaigned against the very best and maintained his own high standard through a long, arduous season. Again and again he demonstrated, along with a tough, genuine attitude to racing, his will to win, a vital part in the makeup of any champion.